our setup and everything, because that is probably, whenever I post on Instagram and Snapchat, everybody always asks me our setup. So I'm going to be doing a house tour slash how we got here in another video, because that would take way too long in this video. So I'm not going to name the name of my airline because it's pretty big. I think you'll be able to guess it, and I don't want that personal information out there. However, if anybody has any questions, feel free to comment down below and I can answer the best I can. So one of the questions is this job something you saw yourself doing when you were younger? Not really. Actually, I thought about it, but it wasn't really something I pursued as I was growing up. However, when I was coming home, from my old job, I was so tired of that job, and I love traveling, so I ended up just applying to be a flight attendant. A month later, I had the interview, and 3 months later, I got the email saying I got the job. Sorry, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, not 3 months. This was in the summer of 2019. How flexible is your work schedule, and what are the hours like? Early mornings, late nights, both. The hours I can't even say because they are all over the place. I'm a reserve flight attendant, which means I'm on call because I'm so new. I don't have a set schedule. I don't get to pick my trips. I can pick my days off. We bid for it, you bid for your days off. However, I'm so new, and the airline industry really takes a long time to build up your seniority. So I will be on reserve for a long time before I get to pick my own schedule and my own flights. So your reserve flight attendant is you're on reserve, aka on call, for a certain amount of days. You have 11 days off and you work 19 days. So right now I'm on reserve, actually. I haven't been called yet though. I'm on reserve from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., which means at any point they can call me and give me a trip. I have 2 hours to report to the airport. However, it's more like an hour because it takes me about an hour to get ready and pack for my trip. And then I usually leave an hour before my trip starts because you have to be through security at the point that they tell you. So right now it's 2:23, and if they call me and say I report at 4 p.m., that means I have to be through security by 4 p.m. If not, I can get in trouble and I can delay the flight, which is a really, really bad thing. You don't want your flight to get delayed. What time of schooling do you have to do it? Is the pay worth the weird hours? So we don't have schooling. We're not pilots. We don't go to school for it. It's not like a degree we get. However, we do have to go to training, which my training was about 5 weeks. It ranges between airlines and everything. My training was about 5 weeks long. Super weird hours in training as well because they try to prepare you to be on the plane. So that's a completely different video because training in itself was just so exhausting, so stressful, so long. If you would like to know about that, let me know as well. I can do another video. But yeah, training, I was not a fan. Is the pay worth the weird hours? Yes, I think so, because you get paid while you're on the plane, and you're also getting paid your per diem, aka every hour you're away from base. So on a 4-day trip, all those 4 days, you're getting paid every single hour that you're away from your base, from the time you step foot in that airport to the time you are released, which is 15 minutes after your last flight on the last leg, aka flight. That's when obviously it's completely different because of COVID this year, but I was never home I'm never home because I usually go on all these trips, and whether it's for fun or whatever. So I think it's really kind of hard to, I don't know, I hate paying rent because I'm never ever home, if that makes sense, but that doesn't really have anything to do with the job, but that's just what it is. What are the rules about your hair since you have longer hair? Do you have to wear it up tight at all? How do you usually wear it? You only have to wear your hair out of your face when you are doing service. So you don't have a strict hairstyle. You can do whatever. You can't have two braids. I'm not sure why. You can have one, but you can't have two. But other than that, it doesn't matter how you wear your hair, but only for service. So when you're walking down the aisle serving the snacks and drinks, it has to be out of your face. So you can pin it back, put it in a ponytail, put it in a bun, however you want, whatever you prefer. It just can't be in your face while you're serving food. But other than that, you can wear it however you want. They're not strict about it whatsoever. One thing about us though is we have to wear makeup. Like, you can't just get out of bed and go to work like I did in my old job. This job, you actually have to come looking nicely. Your hair done, makeup, your uniform pressed, your nails done. I mean, they don't have to be done, they just have to be manicured. What hotels are the best you've stayed at? The worst. So the hotels are a different kind because some people, when they go on vacation, they look at the nicest hotels they can stay at, whereas flight attendants, we don't have a choice where we stay. So I look at whether they have a microwave and a fridge, because if they don't have either, it's very frustrating. It's in our contract that they have to have both. Fun fact, flight attendants, flight crew can't be on the first floor or near an elevator either for safety issues. So, it's kind of cool that it's in our contract. But probably one of the nicest hotels I've stayed at is the Radisson Blu, connected to the Mall of America in Minneapolis. The worst I've stayed at, I don't really have a worst. They're all pretty nice. Like I said, I look at is if they have a microwave and a fridge. If they don't have either, I'm kind of like not a fan of the hotel. But not gonna lie, for the most part, we have very nice hotels. If you guys are interested, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll leave it in the description. Every time I'm on my overnight, I always post, whether it's like on my stories, I post like really nice hotels, and I can't really think anything on the top of my head right now, but like if you want to follow me and keep updated, like super nice hotels. I don't have them on anymore because they're on my stories, but from now on you'll have a lot. You can see it if you follow me. It's super interesting. What was your worst experience as a flight attendant? I had someone who was extremely drunk. I wasn't serving this passenger because I was in first class, and he comes up to me, goes to the bathroom, throws up in the sink, and just continues to stay there for like an hour and a half while the other flight attendants and I are trying to help him. We are taught this during training, so we knew what to do, and he just was so embarrassed, but apparently he told us he was going through a lot. Like, his girlfriend had just broken up with him, and he was heartbroken, and this was before Corona, so different standards. But I guess one of the flight attendants had served him without knowing that he was at the bar before he got on our plane. So if you guys don't know this, but altitude definitely affects you when you're drunk. So one drink feels like you've taken 3 drinks. 2 drinks makes it feel like you've taken 6 drinks. That's why we are very vigilant around people when we serve them alcohol. For that reason, he was super nice. Like, he stayed behind when everyone got off, and he was like extremely nice about it. He was very thankful and appreciative. But during a 4.5-hour flight from New York all the way to Denver, the last thing you want to be doing is excuse me, I'm never home. I usually have about 4-day trips, so I'm gone for 4 days, 3 nights a week most of the time, sometimes longer, sometimes a little shorter, but most of the time my trips are 4 days, 3 nights. And then when I come home, I'm usually never home because I go visit my family. I'm originally from Las Vegas, so I go home in Las Vegas. But other than that, I'm never really home, especially once the vaccine comes out and flying goes back to normal. I will never be home because I want to travel the world. Before Corona, I probably was in my crash pad for an entire week out of 2 whole months that I stayed there. Like, I was never home, ever home. But I love that. I love being fast paced. I love meeting people. I love introducing myself to other people, especially when you just never really know who you're gonna meet. Like, and all the crews are different. Every single time you fly with different people, different captain, first officer, and flight attendant. It could be a really good thing or a really bad thing. If you don't get along with the other crew, then it kind of sucks. I mean, it's great because you'll never see them again, but it also sucks because if you do get along with them, there's a good chance that you won't really fly with them. Out of the whole year, I think I've flown with the same pilot twice. I've never flown with the same flight attendant. I've never flown with the same first officer. So that part is different because every other job you go home to the same coworkers. You go to work with the same coworkers. But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I know I did a terrible job at explaining. It's just one of those jobs that you kind of have to be there to understand it. It's just, I'm a flight attendant, and even then it's really hard to understand. Like, I don't know. What I realized about this job is no matter how prepared you are for it, something always comes up and you're like, I'm very confused because you never really know what to expect with this job. It's so different from many jobs out there. It's super duper fun, but it also can be stressful. It can be hard. It can be tough. There are very early mornings and there are very late nights. So, I guess it just kind of depends what you like. For me, I really like that it's not 9 to 5 because you have more time. Not more time, but you just have like a different schedule every single day, and I really like that. Yeah, I'll admit sometimes the schedule sucks. Sometimes you're like, that's a really long day, but then sometimes the schedule works out in your favor, and it's great. So it just really kind of depends. Also, every single I cannot talk. Every single trip is different. Like, every single trip is different. So you really can't compare anything to anything because the times, the planes, the crews, everything is different. Obviously, like, the important stuff stays the same, but sorry, I keep getting texts and it's distracting me. But it is, let me just say this. If you are looking to be a flight attendant, this is your sign. It is super fun. I've only been here for a short amount of time, but within that short amount of time, I have made so many friends in like different areas. I got a boyfriend for a little bit. That didn't last long, but it's just so fun. Like, every single thing is, I just keep getting so distracted. I am so sorry, you guys, but it's the best job. I really cannot ask it's definitely worth it, especially if